Hello. You're going to talk over the intro bags?
Sorry.
Hey, welcome to Mellon Fights, everyone. This is Mellon Fights, episode 4, April 25th, 2022. We are in studio. I am Drew.
And I am Tara.
And this is Mellon Fights, a sports and entertainment podcast. We're still having some problems figuring out our recording. Hopefully we figure it out here eventually. There's going to be a little bit of a delay. You won't hear it on your end, but we might talk over each other a little bit. But that's not a big deal. Who cares? My dude looked wild.
Mine did too. That's why I had
Tara,
a hat on.
It's a good hat.
Yeah.
It's a good hat. Grandma is gonna think things.
I know. Well, it's funny because when I told Mom that we were recording and that we were doing video, she said, "You're going to be on camera."
Mom's a piece of shit.
I know.
Mom's a piece of shit sometimes.
I was like, yeah.
Like, what?
I am. So then
She never would have said that to me, and I look like garbage.
Well, so then I put on like a little bit of makeup, but not really. And then I put a hat and glasses on to hide my ugly, I guess.
I think that's the trick that a lot of people
Yeah.
do. I don't think it was a bad move.
No.
Did you look at yourself in the last video we did? You didn't even look at the TikTok?
Yeah, I did. I said no to.
I said, did you?
No,
Yeah. How'd you
my
feel
no
about
was to that's what people. I don't remember, but it wasn't to the TikTok thing.
Oh, did you see it? And how'd you think you looked in
I
it?
thought I looked okay. Did you think I looked bad?
Yeah.
You thought I looked bad?
No, you looked fine. It was just no, I didn't say that. The qualities, these webcams are brutal. We got to figure something else out. We have to get better webcams. I have a million cameras that I should be able to use for that, but I don't really know how. We'll figure it out. People don't care. It's for like a minute long clip, so maybe we'll scrap the video version of it. I don't think so. I like it.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just
so Tara,
start putting a little more time and effort into my looks before I get on.
Oh, I don't give a shit at all.
Well,
you look as brutal as you want.
I could be our money maker. I could be that hot girl that gets everyone on TikTok that's like, "Oh, have you seen that hot?"
That would mean you'd have to have like your jugs out and shit.
Oh, no. Or maybe.
You'd have to have like your jugs out, and we're not doing that.
Why?
Or we will. I don't care. I can get. Look at me. I got the Henley going. Oh my god! Look how white I am. My face is pretty okay, but I am. My chest
I know.
Is
you
white.
Look ghostly.
Oh
you look like Miranda.
Okay. She's not gonna like that.
Oh, it's a joke.
Like I don't think. Yeah, it's a joke, but she probably won't like it. She's a sensitive gal.
No, we're all very pale people, the three of us. So.
Yeah, we're white.
We're
white folk. So before we get going here, I have some ideas that I want to run through. I'm going to, moving forward at the end of this episode, but moving forward for entertainment purposes, I'm going to start picking something that I think you should watch over the course of the week so we can talk about it. Like a movie or something like that.
That's a good idea. Because I won't do it on my own.
Maybe you'll watch it or maybe you won't. Right. So I think we're going to start doing that, guys. So if you have suggestions, you go ahead and email them to us at mellonfights@gmail.com.
Does that exist?
That's MELLON fights. It does. It has existed for a long time.
Sweet.
I made it for something else. So that's out there. But so we're gonna start doing that, and then sports wise, we both watch sports, so I'm not worried about that. But to get you on a little more movie watching, so we can maybe I can ask you like about some classics and stuff. But I got some ideas for the end of the episode for you to watch.
I like it.
So sports.
What
do you want to start with this time? We'll let you pick. What sports wise? What grabbed you? What's out there for you?
Well, I mean, it's the playoffs, so I feel like that's the main sports that I'm watching, and it's been fun.
Okay, that's fair.
It's been fun.
We're gonna start off with NBA playoffs again.
We can,
but like specifically, I mean not the playoffs. A specific thing.
Okay.
In the playoffs that's catching you.
I I know we talk about Kyrie too much, but I thought it was really funny how he was like, it would have been, you know, we're just not gelled yet. The Celtics team, they've been gelling since
Sure.
Christmas. And but we just haven't had the chance. And it's
Right.
like, buddy, what are you talking about? That's on you.
Yeah, here, but he knows it's because he didn't get vaccinated. That's him passive aggressively blaming other
Yeah.
people for it. That's what it really is. I've kept watching this. It's like, oh, it's like him being passive aggressive, be like, this was all bullshit, and he's going to complain about it. Now he can be the martyr for
Oh
the rest of
yeah,
his fucking
which he'll
life if he
love.
wants. Honestly, especially if he never wins another championship
Hmm.
again or anything like that.
I just think it's crazy how, they're two amazing basketball players. Like Kyrie's handles are insane. He makes awesome shots. And then you have KD, who's like the Slim Reaper. He is one of the most skilled basketball players I've ever seen, but they just don't have like the leadership to like win big time. Kyrie tried to win in
Yeah,
Boston,
I've become
and KD,
I've become really bored with it
yeah,
myself.
yeah.
I don't want to hear about it anymore. To me, when you brought up as the first thing, I was a little disappointed. Not with you, just because I'm so over it. I'm just over it, man. Like, I don't care about Kyrie, and I don't like. I'm so tired of people like, and they're not like they were still favored to win the championship going into this series,
So
and
dumb.
it's just like these aren't the only skilled guys in the NBA.
No.
There's so many awesome basketball players. These dickheads have no connection at all. I'm done hearing about it. It was as bad as hearing it, and they're still talking about it,
Mm-hmm.
which is so boring when there's all these really great basketball players playing right now that I'm enjoying the game so much.
Well,
So we're done. We're actually, Tara, we're done talking about the Nets for the rest of this season. How about that?
unless something wild happens. I don't know
Yeah,
what wild,
but it has to be insane. Insane.
okay. Deal.
Well, it'd have to be they'd have to come back and win that series,
Definitely.
or like someone dies on the court,
Oh,
basically.
okay. Deal.
I didn't. It's not good. That we'd have to talk
Well,
about it,
definitely.
or we might avoid it. Actually.
Yeah. Um,
But yeah, so let's just not talk about that anymore.
how about the all those protesters that keep going on the courts for the Timberwolves?
Did they do it again?
Yes, they did it again. The lady dressed up as a referee, and she was gonna go up.
What?
Yeah, she got tackled by the body not bodyguard, by the security guard, but she was like dressed up as a referee and wanted to like kick the guy out of.
I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, it's the most recent one.
So weird.
And
it's so weird. It's so weird.
funny because I feel that animal like rights people are some of the craziest people out there. They really care about
Yeah.
animals.
Animal rights people. We had a little mishap there. We talk about animal rights. I don't really care about that because they're weirdos. We're not going to go to deep depth about that. I think really the most interesting story in the playoffs right now is that Suns series. The fact that that's tied 2-2 right now, just because they lost one of their guys, and they're getting destroyed right now.
I know. It sucks that Booker went down because I feel like they're the best team, and to have your guy go down and it affects it that much.
That's why I'm thinking that they're maybe not the best team. I think they might have been a regular season team, and it's actually not. It's like we're kind of seeing the smoke there because the team that they're losing to is a pretty mediocre team.
Yeah, but I feel like with CJ on that team, and I mean, Brandon Ingram is a stud. He looks awesome. So I don't know. I think that with CJ coming over, they kind of have some like young pieces that are figuring it out as the season goes along. So I don't think they're as bad as you're saying.
I'm saying that they're fine.
Sure.
They're a good team. They're an up and coming team that a number 1 seed shouldn't be tied 2-2 with because one of their guys went down. You know, I know he's their leading scorer,
Well,
but they're acting like this was the best team by far. They're a lot better with him, but without him, they're not very good at
well,
all.
all the
Like they're real
other
mediocre.
all the other guys are like falling apart. Like Campaign, he doesn't hit shots at all. Cam Johnson, terrible. These shots they're throwing up. I'm
Yeah,
like, what the
that's
hell
the
is
thing is
this?
it. We're seeing how mediocre those guys are.
Yeah,
Like not mediocre, but they're not as good as people were. It was the other two guys making them
yeah.
better. Where think about last year, Giannis goes down, and all the guy he's by far better than Devin
Oh
Booker,
yeah.
and the guys around him stepped up and won a series. They were down.
Hmm.
Were they down and they won that series? I don't know if they were down, but I think they were tied when he went out.
I don't remember.
And then this year also, not to be a Bucks blowjobber, but
Blow
um
job away.
the the Middleton goes down, their second leading scorer, and they upped their game to this new level where it's like we're not losing to a bunch of fucking
Yeah.
idiots.
I
So
I freaking love
that's where I'm at.
I love what the Bucks are doing with Grayson Allen, and they like boo him all the time. I think that's awesome. And I
Yeah,
think they're having again, it's like they just have so
yeah,
much fun together. And like you see these teams that are having fun and playing as teams, like the Celtics, the Bucks, like they're starting to look unstoppable. I mean, I don't want to like jinx anything, but I think if the Bucks make it to the next round versus the Celtics, that's going to be a fun, stressful series.
for sure. Um, yeah, that's looking like it's going to be a really good series. If that's where it looks like it's
Yeah.
going to get there. It may not. Things happen, but at this point, it looks like it's inevitable. That there's the superior teams in the matchups, and that's going to be exciting. You know, uh, it is a lot of defense and like physicalness. Um, but not in the same way the Bulls have it. I can't stand the
Oh
Bulls,
my
Tara.
god, I hate them.
I cannot stand the Bulls.
They're like dirty.
Alex Caruso is the most overrated player.
Hmm.
He is so fucking bogus. He's out of control all the time. And he's just like he hustles. That's all he does. And he's not. They're all. He's like they almost want to. They almost want to pretend he's like the Draymond Green of that team. Like he's like makes the right plays. He
Yeah,
sucks. He sucks. And he gets calls. He gets calls like he's a
I
superstar. It's
know.
insane.
He just like dives at people. And like the some of the offensive fouls that were being called on the Bucks when Caruso's just like jumping
Yeah.
into people. I'm like,
Yeah.
what is this? Like this
Yeah.
it
It was nuts. It's terrible. I've never been so angry winning by 30 and
I
20
know.
points. I've been just like, this is brutal.
I know. It's like when we're
It's
texting
like we're
each
crushing, and I'm like, I hate this.
yeah, and we're when we're like texting each other
Hmm.
when we're so far ahead and it's just like gosh, are we that negative that we have to come up with things to complain about when we're like crush sitting?
Well, I hate bad refereeing and reading and misinterpreting the rules. Like, use common sense. It drives me nuts. I think refereeing and um in basketball specifically is very
It's
bad.
so bad.
Like the way they judge it. Like, and I think in the NFL it's pretty. I mean, it's bad, I guess, but they don't misinterpret stuff as much. It's like pretty clear cut. Sometimes they get the wrong call because it's borderline. It's like, man, I can't really tell because there's so many bodies in there.
Yeah.
But the NBA, it's like, how this is so clear that as he went towards him, he jumped into him. It's like, what are we doing?
And I feel like refs in basketball also like want to be a part of the storyline sometimes where it's like, "Oh, I'm going to get the crowd hyped and call this an offensive foul." And it's like it's not your job to do that.
Sure.
It's your job to like see what's happening and like not get caught up in the moment and call a better game.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. It's a strange thing that really takes away from the game.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be one thing if they really just let it go, everything go, but they don't. It's like you let this guy hammer Giannis anytime he's in the lane,
Mm-hmm.
but if someone gently touches someone on a jump shot, that's the other thing is I remember when we were talking about 3-pointers
Yeah,
last
me
week.
too.
It's also with fouls. It's like they allow those
Oh
guys
yeah.
to barely get touched. It's like what? Why are you rewarding them for settling for this long three? It's like and they barely get touched. Like stop it. Like stop it.
Right. It's like after the
Stop
shot,
it.
like they might like touch their pinky. It didn't even affect the shot. And then they get the call. And then all the bigs or just anybody down in the paint like are getting hammered and bodied. And it's like, oh, that was clean. That was a clean block. Okay, the hand touched the ball, but he got totally taken out by the body. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, yeah, sure, his hand touched the ball, but he also like pulled his pants
Yeah.
down and licked his balls. That didn't happen.
But if
That
it
didn't
did, I'm
happen.
sure it wouldn't get called.
Uh yeah. Well, I don't know that that's illegal.
Well, you know,
I mean, it's illegal, but I don't know if it's I don't know if I don't know if in the NBA it's a
I
foul.
don't think it is. It's all about interpretation.
Yeah, I'm interpreting that as
Right.
clean. um, so that playoffs wise, other than that, the Warriors have been super dumb. There's been a
Yeah.
lot of decent series, I
Yeah.
guess, but I think we kind of covered the most interesting stuff. Everything else kind of feels like it could be over any moment. Minnesota, I guess
Oh
Minnesota.
yeah.
Um,
Because that's 2-2, right?
Memphis has been really good and actually 2-2, and it really feels like the
Yeah.
best series where it could go either way at any moment. Like, I mean, Minnesota could be up 3-1 at this point.
I
They were
know.
ahead by
Like
so much in
20
game three.
points. I feel
Right.
Jaw's not having a great
Um,
series.
no, they tried to anoint him as the next guy already, and he's not ready for it,
No. I mean, he's still a crazy stud, but
sadly.
I like that he is like, I'm not Jaw right now. And like he's not making excuses. I kind of like him. He's cool.
Speaking of Ja and ridiculous moments, when my family thought that Ja Morant's dad was Usher, you're like, oh, he. I will say this: he has like an Usher haircut and maybe build. But the second I just saw him really saw his face for the first time, the other day when I was watching the game, he looks just like Ja.
Oh yeah.
They're like twins. He looks just like Ja. He's clearly Ja Morant's dad. There's no denying it. It's like that's Ja Morant's dad. They look just alike.
Well, and you said your family, and that I was
Take a look.
not in that. It was mom and dad who said it, and then I went and saw the clip of the two dads like paling out, which was fun. And I was like,
It is fun.
and I'm like, okay, it's I can see where she's coming from. Because he had sunglasses on, like Usher.
Here's what I will say: he looked famous.
Yes.
He looked like a famous dude.
He did.
Not like Ja Morant's dad famous, but like he looked like I'm like, God, he's familiar. Why is he familiar? I knew it wasn't Usher,
Right.
but he did have like kind of an. I think Usher might be his muse.
Yeah.
Where he comes with his fashionista prowess is he goes to Usher for it. So.
But yeah, he had like a famous like he's the man aura about him.
Yeah, and he seems like a cool dude. He's having a good time.
I love the Ja Morant.
I definitely see where Ja gets
I
it.
love the Ja Morant and his dad's like relationship where it's like he's like, you suck. Like you're not congratulations, but you still suck. Like that is so good.
You ain't shit, motherfucker.
And it's like you could tell he's so proud of him, but he's not gonna tell him. Well, he's gonna tell him, but then he's also gonna knock him down a few notches to keep him going.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how that works. I think Ja's really cool, dude. But it's like I said, this series could flip where they win it and he goes on and has a huge run in these playoffs. It's so early. We're not even not a single series is over yet.
I know.
None are done yet. After tonight, that could be different. Or tonight. the Nets and Celtics play, it could be the end of that game. And I think 76ers could close it out tonight as well.
Yeah.
But nobody's won a series yet. So this playoffs is what? There's probably almost a month and a half left of it. Almost 2 months of playoffs left, I think.
Yeah.
Like mid-June, I think it usually ends.
Yeah. I think so.
Excuse that noise. So the NBA playoffs have been fun. Other sports stuff you've been into right now?
I know the draft is coming up.
Yeah, the NFL draft. Maybe is that this week?
It is.
That's this week, I think. Yeah, the NFL draft is coming. I used to care about the NFL draft a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I used to watch it and get excited about it, but I could give a shit.
Yeah.
It's so meaningless. It's not meaningless. It's really where everything happens, but it just isn't. You don't know anybody, especially the last couple of years of college football have been so weird. You don't know anything going on. You don't know who people are. No. So we're not going to really do a deep dive in the NFL draft. Honestly, I don't care that much. I mean, the Rams just won the Super Bowl and they haven't had a first round draft pick since 2016. And I don't think they have one again until like 2025. And they just won the Super Bowl. So how important is that draft? I don't know.
That's crazy. That's a crazy
great point,
stat. Yeah, it's a great point, Drew.
I want to talk about, I do want to talk about entertainment wise. I guess we don't have to. You cannot like oh, this is the entertainment section. This is the sports section.
Because what we do is entertainment and sports.
And sports. And entertainment.
We dabble.
I watched 2 superhero movies this week, which you've seen neither. So
definitely did.
We'll see how this goes. I watched The Batman.
It's called The Batman?
And I watched Spider-Man, The Batman.
Definitely didn't see it. I don't even know the name.
No Way Home. So they're just so different. The Batman series and the Marvel stuff. It's weird that to me, that the shittier movies are more popular. Not that I actually like Spider-Man No Way Home a lot, but it felt like a million other superhero movies. It's like very action packed and a lot of like silliness but like it just felt like it didn't feel fresh. I thought it was cool. Like I liked parts of it. I will say having the old Spider-Mans come back and be in it was really enjoy. Spoiler alert. Favorite part of it. It made me smile. Everyone knows it at this point. Toby and Andrew Garfield were charming as fuck. They were so charming in it. They were more charming than Tom Holland. That's his name, right?
He's so cute.
It sounds fake when I say it out loud. But the Marvel universe is so massive. And then DC tried to recreate that with their DC universe, like Justice League and things like that. And they just went out and made a bunch of dumb, crappy movies that were tried to be superhero movies instead of just making good movies. Like the Batman isn't part of this. It's like its own, it's a reset again. And it was cool. It had really cool stuff. The acting in it was cool. It was dark. It was weird. It's a guy. It's a real guy, which really helps Batman always. But the movie itself had its own voice, I'll say. It was a ripoff of, a couple other movies in the past. But it actually, it had a cool, instead of just being like this and every Marvel movie that comes out seems like, have you ever seen a Marvel movie?
I don't think so. I'm trying to think, because when you said Batman was DC, right? Is Batman DC?
Mm-hmm.
I was.
Yep.
And then you're talking about Justice League, and I'm like, and so I don't know if I've seen a Marvel movie.
All right.
Who's a Marvel?
I'm gonna name some Marvel movies, and you're gonna tell me if you've seen them. This is far more interesting than me breaking down what's
Yeah.
cool about Marvel and what's up DC. Let's see if Tara's seen a Marvel movie.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Tara, have you seen a Marvel movie? Have you seen any of the Spider-Man movies?
No. None of them.
Never. Not even back to Tobey Maguire.
Never. I've seen
Whoa.
clips of them kissing upside down.
Sure. That's a classic. Okay, have you seen an Iron Man movie?
No. Who's Iron Man? Is that Robert Downey
Who's
Jr.?
Iron Man? It's
okay.
yes.
Not I
is
know who
that,
it is,
yes.
but I've never seen it.
Have you seen a Incredible Hulk movie?
No. I don't even know who plays the Incredible
Do you know
Hulk.
who the Incredible Hulk?
He's green.
Currently it is currently it's Mark Ruffalo.
Oh, he's green though, right?
When he gets big, he's green.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they
He's
do they
either a
like
dude or he's big and
CGI him
green.
or something?
Yeah, they do.
Okay. No,
Yeah, it's not-
I've never seen it.
It's not like in the 70s when they had the
They blow him up
they
like
just
a
painted Lou
balloon.
Ferrigno green. In the 70s they painted Lou Ferrigno green. They
Oh,
painted his
really?
big body green. So it's a normal guy, and then Lou Ferrigno, a giant bodybuilder, comes out and he's just painted green.
I love it. That's fun.
Which is way funnier and way
Yeah.
more fun than what they do. But the Hulk's had like 3 different Hulks since the year 2003 or something like that. When the first Hulk movie came out,
It's news to me.
it was first it was Eric Bana,
Okay.
and then it was why am I blanking on his name? And then it was holy shit.
Mark Ruffalo.
Marvel fans that aren't listening to this are like, you idiots. No, Mark Ruffalo is the most current one. There was one in between. It was God, why am I blanking? Fight Club, not Brad Pitt.
Edward Norton?
Have you seen Fight Club? Edward Norton was
I wasn't expecting him to be the Hulk since
was
he's
the
so
Hulk
little.
for-
He's a great actor.
because Mark Ruffalo's Johnny Big Balls? What are we talking
know.
about?
I mean, he's a bigger.
He's probably smaller.
You think? Like in
No.
height?
He's not very big.
No.
Tara, think about him. Think about him in 13 going on 30. He's like smaller than her.
Well, she's a tall girl. She's probably like
It's like
5'10".
Yeah, and he's yeah, so he's probably like 5'8". Ruffalo's a little dude.
Okay, then he can be the Hulk too.
Literally, listen, the only big dude in the Marvel universe is Thor. Have you seen a Thor movie?
No, but I should.
Why?
I don't know because I
Why
haven't
is
seen
that?
any of them. And Chris Hemsworth is
Have
a
you
babe.
seen? Oh yeah, sure. Speaking of Chris, have you seen a Captain America movie?
No, but Chris Evans is my number 2, so I should.
Your number 2 what?
My number 2 favorite hottest celebrity,
And who's number 1? Just so people know.
Zac Efron.
I'm surprised Zac Efron hasn't been in a Marvel movie yet. Or a superhero movie.
He could be a Hulk.
He could be he's real short.
I know.
But he's beefy. He's
a beef.
beefy. But he's like built to be a superhero,
I know.
you know?
He's a beef.
So it's a little weird that he hasn't been one. He hasn't been one, but Mark Ruffalo has. or Paul Rudd. Ant-Man. You've seen Ant-Man, right?
I've seen Ant-Man and I loved it. Is that the only
Yes.
Marvel movie
You've
I've
seen a Marvel movie. You've seen. Have you just seen the first Ant-Man? Did you see both?
No. There's a second one?
Yeah, Ant-Man 2.
No.
Ant-Man and Wasp.
No. Is it as
Interesting.
good as
So
the first one?
we found one. No.
Okay.
It's good, but it's not as good as the first one. But it's good because it's got Paul Rudd in it,
I
being
know.
Paul Rudd. Guardians of the Galaxy?
No. That's with
Okay,
Groot,
that's
right?
probably it. So Ant-Man. That's Groot.
Mhm.
Groot. Yeah, Groot played by Vin Diesel.
Vin
Maybe
Diesel
one of my
plays
favorite things in the
Groot?
last. Yeah. Yeah. It's Vin Diesel's voice.
I love it.
My favorite thing is when that came out, everyone talked about how good Vin Diesel was as Groot in that fucking movie. All he says is, "I am Groot." And they're being serious. They're being serious. I'm Groot. I'm Groot. Groot.
He literally
And
just
they're
says,
acting
"I'm
like
Groot."
that's his only. Groot's only lines are "I am Groot,"
I am Groot. I gotta watch it
and he
now
just says
just
it
to
a
see
little
how
different.
amazing he is. Can you like tell
Oh,
what
you
he's
would like Guardians of
saying?
the Galaxy?
Like, can you tell what Vin Diesel is actually saying by
No,
just saying "I'm Groot"?
no, no,
Okay.
no. No. You need the other person to respond like they do.
Hmm.
It's. I mean, usually it's in context, and you can kind of figure it out, but you don't know. Like, it's so stupid, and people act
Is
like
it
it's awesome. It's fucking whack.
is it like when Jodie Foster played Nell and she was like, "Chickaboo, boo, chickaboo, chickaboo,
Sure. I
chickaboo"?
don't know. I don't. I don't think I've ever seen Nell all the way through.
Oh, it is a movie.
Wild,
Hmm.
wild movie.
People loved
Maybe
it.
I'll watch Nell this weekend and get back to everybody on it after I
It's
tell you
so
what you're gonna
funny.
watch.
I know.
Um,
That's crazy though that I've seen one Marvel movie, and aren't they like the biggest of the big?
Tara, they're the most watched movies on the planet. It's not even close. Like the amount of billions of dollars that those movies have made, and you've seen one, and I love it.
What
Do you
is
want? Do you want to know what technically is a? Have you seen Blade? Have you seen Blade?
no? Is that a
Hmm. It's just an old. That's like a.
with
I mean,
Wesley
technically, that's a
Snipes?
Marvel movie. Yeah, with Wesley Snipes.
I've never
Awesome
seen
movie.
it, but I've heard
Awesome
of it.
movie.
I feel like I've
Guess
heard of a
what?
lot of
We
movies.
just changed. We just changed what movie you're watching this week because it's going to
Oh,
be Blade.
okay.
Or maybe I'll pick a Marvel movie. We'll see. We'll see. I kind of like that you've
Okay.
only seen one Marvel movie. Well,
Well, this is what I feel about myself.
so yeah,
I've not seen a lot of movies, but I've heard of a lot of movies. So I know like the synopsis of them, but I don't actually know anything about them. Cuz I play that framed game.
I think you can figure it.
That framed game that you told
Yeah,
me
yeah.
about. I win all the time,
I
but
missed a day. I missed a day of everything.
I've seen none of them.
Well, let me tell you a story about Framed. It's not hard.
No.
By the end, it's like, here's the star
Right.
of the movie doing the most famous part of the movie.
I
It's like, what
know.
the hell? I get it on the first or second picture a lot, but
I
for you who don't
know.
know, that's like, it's kind of like Wordle, but it's for movies, and it's just like pictures of frames from the
Frames.
movie. It's usually pretty famous movies, and sometimes, like by the end, it'll be like one time it was Shutter Island, and the last picture they showed of the 5 was Leo DiCaprio basically being like, I'm on Shutter Island.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. I
Oh
still
my
enjoy it.
gosh. I
It's
miss
better than
Wally.
her. You missed Wally?
Yeah, I thought it was Short Circuit.
You didn't know
when
that
they
was
showed-
Wally?
No. I guess Short Circuit, even though it wasn't an option, I was like, oh, that's all. I don't know what this is.
Sarah, it was a cartoon.
I know. I was so confused. I'm like,
How did you not get Wally?
I know.
Have you ever seen Wally?
No, but I could tell it was animated.
You've never seen Wally?
No.
Oh my god, this is so good, Tara. First of all, Wally's really overrated, but I like it. I went and saw it in the theater with my friend Kelly, and she hated it so much. She got so mad about it. It was so fucking funny. She hates it to this day.
Because it's
She still likes to go Wally, but hated it.
Is it because
It was
it's a
just
love
long and dumb,
story
she thought.
about two?
No,
robots?
she just thought it was long and dumb.
Oh,
She just thought it was long and dumb, Tara. Long and dumb.
well,
Shit. That's so good. I'm so happy that I know you have seen like no Marvel movies. It's a beautiful thing. So, you know what I forgot to do?
what?
And I forgot to come up with a grievance for the week, which is okay. Do you have a grievance for the week?
I do.
All right, let's hear it. Let's do grievance real quick.
This is probably against popular opinions, but my grievance is dog bars or bars that let dogs in, or places that you're in the public and dogs are there, even if it's outside, like a brewery.
I
I was at
hate it.
Wisconsin Brewery yesterday, and there
I
were so
hate
many
it.
dogs. I hate
It's
it.
the worst. Leave your dog at home. And the people that are excited that there's a dog there,
I
like they're like, "Oh,
know.
look, there's a dog." I'm like, "Who cares?
It's
There's
like
a dogs
like they
everywhere all the
right.
time. There's
It's like
always
they've
dogs
never seen
everywhere.
a dog
Get
before.
over it."
Yeah.
I can't
It's
stand it. It's like, yeah, it's a
it's
dog. Get over it.
and the thing is, like, people have dogs that's cool, but it makes it smelly in places, and it can make it uncomfortable. Like when we
When
were
it's
at
an
the
indoor
sleeping,
bar,
yeah, when we were at the sleeping village, or sleepy village. It
Sleeping
doesn't.
Village is what it's
Yeah,
called.
we were at the sleeping village, and a dog came in, and we were kind of like, "What the hell?" And then another dog came in, and they were like barking at each other and stuff, and it's like, "What the hell is this?" And then
It's
it was supposed to be a dance party, and like, why are you bringing a dog to a dance party?
Dude, I don't know. I'm just so over people bringing their pets
I
places.
know.
I'm anti-pet. I'm anti-pet. I have a pet. I'm anti-pet. I
I
think it's
know.
some people it brings them joy. I don't care. I don't care. But if that joy is at your home and like say you take a dog to a dog park or on a hike or something like that, sure,
Yeah.
whatever. That makes sense. But to bring it to a bar where people are just trying to drink and like not have to worry about a dog being there,
Or like
like
a
what are we doing?
grocery
First of
store.
all, people have allergies.
Yeah.
People have allergies and shit. Like, what are
Like
you doing? I mean,
it's
and why would anyone think, hey, I'm going to this bar, this music venue. I better check to see if they allow dogs.
right.
What?
And it's like dogs can snap and like bite people, and I don't know. It just doesn't seem sanitary in places too. So anti.
No, I agree.
And then when people are like, "Oh,
Anti.
I'm so glad I can
And doesn't
bring
mean
them."
I,
Go ahead.
no,
No. Yeah,
I didn't have
anti.
anything.
Okay.
So we're grumpy, but I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. You know, it's not as bad as, it's not to the point where I think animals should be slaughtered
No.
or anything like that. I think people with people, kids with dogs and stuff like that, people that get pets, it's whatever. It's
Yeah.
fine. But I just don't need to see your pet where I am.
Yeah.
There's no reason. You can't bring your kid to that bar. Why are you
Right.
bringing a dog? You know, which I don't care. We grew up in bars.
Yeah,
To
we
be
did.
honest,
Yeah,
we
we
grew up in
did.
Wisconsin, where we're in Wisconsin. It blew. I had a friend come back with me once just to go tubing on the river, and we went out to the bar that night, and there was a family there. Like we were out on the patio, and there was like kids running around, and he wanted to like say something to him. I'm like, dude, this was Greenberg, by the way.
Uh-huh.
And he was like mad. He was wasted, but he was so mad. He's like, look at these kids. Like he was like, wow, why are they here? Why are they allowed to be here? And he, not because he was annoyed by him, but because like he thought it was like irresponsible. I'm like, that's legal here, homie.
Yeah.
Like, you're in New Orleans. You're
I
from New
know.
Orleans, where people literally walk on the street and drink whatever they want. The whole
Yeah,
town is a bar.
exactly.
Maniac. And there's people with their titties out all day. This is nothing. We grew up in bar because you could, like, my mom would go hang out with her friends. Like, we'd be at the bowling alley. And it was a bar as well, and we'd just be there. Like, we didn't even think about it.
No,
The bar part didn't even come into our brain. Like,
no,
we weren't at a bar. It's like the most Wisconsin thing ever to be at a bar with
your
your
kids.
family, like
And then you
your
like
kids. Yeah,
when we would be at like Jeff and Barry's bars at Cassville, and we'd just be like running around like maniacs playing with the pool balls. And
yeah. People probably hated them.
oh yeah.
I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what people thought? Yeah, people probably hated it. They're like, get these fucking kids out of here.
Oh,
But they were in a small town. They were used to it.
definitely. What?
People were
Sure.
so used to there being kids at bars.
Yeah, because
It wasn't weird. It was like,
Mm-mm.
duh. They didn't care. They were just getting drunk at the bar.
Yeah, because like when people would come into
Have you
side
ever
street
gone
with
to
their
a
kids, and I'd be like,
yeah?
"Get them out of here! This is a bar. It's like a restaurant."
I know, but you're right.
I
I was like, what are
know.
these kids doing in here?
It's like they're yelling. Get them
But
out.
that does feel like just a bar. Yeah.
Yeah,
Have you ever gone to a bar by yourself and had a drink, like a couple drinks,
I'm
bellied up to the
sure.
bar?
I'm sure. I just can't think of one time, but I know I have. I mean, I was in Austin by myself for a couple days, so
Sure. I mean, like just like a local tavern, like your own. Like I'm gonna stop at this bar. I've done it. I've
I know
done it,
you have. I don't
but
think
not
I
really. It's not that
have.
exciting to me.
I don't think I have. I'm not very social when
Like
I'm
if
by
I
myself.
passed a place that had a nice special on my walk home from work, sometimes I'd do it. But some people do it every day. And it just says I'm
I
have no
know.
interest in that. It
Um,
just doesn't seem fun to like hang out with people that aren't really your friends.
I know. One time, I went to like Snickers and I was with
Yeah.
a friend. And when we got there, one of our coworkers was there drinking wine, and like that was his like
At Snickers.
at Snickers, and you could tell like that was
For those
his
who don't
like
know, that Snickers is like a downtown dive bar in Chicago
yeah, that's
where you
not
don't
known
drink
for its
wine.
wine. No.
Yeah.
And
Weird.
like you could tell though that that was like what he did most lunch hours.
Yeah. That's his thing.
Yeah,
That's funny.
I know. I want to bring this up. It's like not really political, but kind of political, but like funny political. So,
Yeah.
are you cool with me bringing it up?
Political? We'll
It
see.
okay.
Let's see how it
You might
goes.
be like, okay, I want to cut this. Um, so when I was at grandma's, she had like
Our
she
grandmother.
yep. We were out at a cafe and some of her friends were there. And as they were leaving, they started talking about the schools in Lancaster, and they're like they need to start teaching them real things and stuff like that. And then it came out that they were saying that teachers were allowing kids to identify as cats and dogs, and they would like get special privileges, and they would bring
In
litter
Lancaster?
yes, and they would bring litter boxes into the classroom for them to use. And I was like, what are you like? So to me, I was just like, this is ridiculous. Like, you guys are insane. Then mom was talking to other family members, and they were like, oh, yeah, in Wanakee, they're letting kids identify as dogs and cats, and they're like they get special privileges, like they get to like not go to gym and like lick their hands, and then in the gender neutral bathrooms they're putting uh, litter boxes for the students that are
Wait, are
identifying.
these kids shitting and pissing in litter boxes?
This is what they're saying, and I'm like, okay, so it's happening in Lancaster and Wanakee. So I'm instantly like, and it was like the people that were talking about, I'm like, is this some like QAnon conspiracy theory type thing?
Oh.
Yes. Yes, it is. Maybe not
Oh.
QAnon, but
Oh.
it's a conservative conspiracy theory that's going around the entire US
I
right
thought
now.
you were saying it really was happening.
No. But these people are believing that it's actually happening. They're saying that it's happening. Oh, I heard this, I heard that. And I'm like, what?
How
Like,
hard is it? That is so fucking whack.
I know.
That when you were saying, I was like, "There's no way this is real."
Right.
Doesn't make any sense.
Mm-mm.
But then how it takes 2 seconds to be like, go to the school, like, "Yo, you letting kids shit in this stuff?" Just call like, no, this is not a thing.
Exactly.
But like, also the fact that the jump from letting people identify as what sex they want becomes I want to be a dog and a cat as a little kid is so fucking stupid and so
Right.
fucking bigoted. Like that's where your brain jumps like, oh, you could never have a different feeling about who you are sexually that you could be, next thing you know, kids are going to be cats and dogs and we're just going to let them be them. I'm like,
Exactly. And then they
shut the fuck up.
and then
Like,
they're
what
making
we're
this
talking about a
up.
real thing.
Mhm.
Like the grossness of that, because it's a real thing to like not feel a certain way, like
Mhm.
like sexually, you know, it's like chemically, and
Or
like that's just
gender.
the way your brains works, and it's like, yes, that's a real thing. Whether it's sometimes it's confusing and it's hard to grasp, sure, like things are like, doesn't mean it's not real just because you're dumb.
Mhm.
um Flat earthers. um uh
Drew, we
to
said we
take it
weren't
to the point
talking
where
about
like, oh, these
Kyrie
kids are
anymore.
identifying as but to take it and be like, to say like, oh, now they're letting kids pretend say they're cats and dogs, have special privileges. You're fucking insane.
Yes.
That's not a real thing. No kid chemically, like that could be them. I mean, listen, there is some stuff in this world where it's like, relax,
Yeah.
you're ridiculous, human being. But it's still their choice. But kids, like having kids act like that, first of all, it's called imagination.
Yeah.
Kids always think they're dumb shit.
Oh
That's a real
yeah.
thing. But no, there's no way. But to get to the point where they think they're letting kids have litter boxes, like, shut the fuck up.
Right.
You're
And
an
getting
idiot.
out of gym
Like, and
class
if
and
it
like
does ever,
getting special privileges because of it. It's like, okay, this is the most
it's
anti like LGBTQ agenda that the
yeah.
and what's happening is conservative radio hosts are the ones really pushing it, and I'm like,
What
uh
a weird thing. People are so weird, man.
I know. And when I
People are
heard
so
it,
fucking weird.
because I thought it was just something that like grandma and her friends were saying. And then when I heard it from another person, I'm like, I gotta look into this. So then I like went on the internet and there's been like some recent like people writing articles about it, because I guess there was a senator in Nebraska that had to retract because he said that that was happening in schools in Nebraska, and they're like, so it's popping up everywhere, so it's like this big fake BS stuff. But I'm just like, how are people thinking like this could be real? It's
It's
insane to
wild.
me. I'm
Well,
like,
Tara, you were, the way you were saying to me, I thought you were trying to tell me it was a thing that was actually, I thought you were going to tell me this is really happening. Because you're like, well,
oh,
then, because you said, well, then mom. So that's that easy. But I
oh
was gonna be
yeah,
like, what? That's not, I would have instantly looked into it and been like, well, this
yes,
is bullshit. Like why would people in Lancaster, of, if you guys
mm-hmm.
know, you don't know Lancaster, Wisconsin, there's no way that's going down in Lancaster,
No,
Wisconsin.
right,
Like, that's
like
just not the type of town it is.
no,
It just would never happen. They'd be like, what? What?
right. And
It's
it's just
so
like
strange. That's so weird.
same story, different town. It's like, okay, this is like fishy beyond, like, because when grandma said it, I just thought it was like something silly that they were saying. And I definitely didn't think it was true. And I was planning on like looking into it to see like what kind of conservative agenda this was. And then when mom then told me not even a week later, the same thing was happening in Wanakee, I'm like, okay, what's going on?
So weird. What a strange thing for people. And again, it's not that strange. That jump, that leap isn't that strange. That, because that people's argue. That's the dumb arguments people make when they're like, well, if we start letting people do this, they're going to start doing this. I'm like, well, no, they're
Right.
not. And if they are, that can maybe be the line we go, that ain't,
Right.
we're not going to do that. There is a line at some point, like, well, this, and then that's going to happen. It's like, well, no, there's a line at some point. At some point, you got to go like, well, that's not, you can't do that. That's insane. That's unhealthy for a kid to be shitting in a litter box. Not that
Right.
it's not happening.
Well,
That's insane. I'm blown away by
especially
that.
when they're saying that it's in the gender neutral bathrooms. It's like,
Oh yeah, all the gender
okay,
neutral bathrooms they
yeah,
have. It's probably just it might be the one off, the one
yeah.
where you open the door.
Can you imagine like opening up a door and there's a litter box with shit in it that one of the
It seems like a
students used?
sketch
I know.
it sounds like a sketch we wrote. Like, it's
I
just like,
know.
open the door and I'm shitting in the litter box. Cause
Yeah.
like Miranda's taking a shower and she walks out and I couldn't wait. So I'm shitting in
Yeah.
the litter box.
I mean, Scary Movie too did it, where she's like, "Sorry, Mr. Kitty, I'm sorry I used your litter box," and then there's a turd in the litter box.
That's right. That's right.
It's so
Oh
dumb.
my God. Oh man. Strange world.
It was a
Strange world.
strange world.
we're living in. It's fun. There's a lot of fun in it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of dumb shit in it too.
Yeah.
But then you can just turn on TikTok and watch kids from Africa dance,
Oh,
and they're awesome at it.
I love it.
Tara, for you guys don't know, I think it's called Ghetto Kids.
It's something
Is the
ghetto.
TikTok?
Mm-hmm.
Something Ghetto Kids. Anyway, if you haven't seen it on TikTok, it's amazing. It's these kids. I don't know if, and they're just dancing. I don't know if they do like dance classes or something like that, but they're so swaggy and cool and have like just such better moves than anyone. And like, it reminds me of stuff I would do, but looks cooler. Where I just any prop is my prop. Like he was using a fish and bit the face off of it as a dance move, and it worked. It worked.
So good.
It works. It worked.
It was so
worked.
awesome. And then he was like eating some of the like fish meat while doing it, and then just like it was awesome.
It was
my favorite
amazing.
One.
It was amazing. Yeah. So, did you look it up? Were you looking it up? Is that what you're just doing?
Yeah.
So we can say what it really is.
It's
on TikTok.
I think it's just ghetto_kids_. Right? Let me look.
I don't know. Are you looking at it or not?
It's not that.
You're just trying to sit.
Where is
What
it?
is it?
I have to go and you sent it to me on TikTok, right?
Just look at. I sent it to you.
I know.
Yeah.
I gotta go into my talk. I'm still learning.
Oh my god, you're so bad at TikTok.
I'm still learning.
Always ask me, isn't your...
Oh yeah, I did send it to Instagram. So their Instagram is ghettokids_TFUG. I don't know what that means, but it's awesome.
It's so good.
Watch it. Get on that. And then follow us. Follow us on Mellon Fights. I think we have an Instagram too. I set up. I got to start putting stuff on that too.
Yeah.
We're on TikTok and Instagram. Follow us on that. Just subscribe to us on like Spotify or Amazon Music. I don't have Apple Music set up. I'm having problems with it. Won't work. So hopefully we're on that soon. Trying to get us on as many things as we can find, so people can listen to us anywhere. And this coming week, Tara, here's what I'll give you an option. You can either watch The Batman. Okay. I just want to hear your take on it. It's long. It's like 3 hours long, The Batman. Okay. Or I want you to watch God, I forgot now. Shit. Bad news, Drews. Either watch The Batman or go ahead and watch what? Or you have to pick any Marvel movie you want to watch.
I'll watch The Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did Dad watch it last night? Oh, I was going to say you could watch it with Dad on the new sound system, but...
I think he already watched it.
Watch The Batman. I know I said you could have watched it with him last, but now you're going to have to watch it alone. Yeah. So watch The Batman.
Okay.
And we'll talk about what you thought, if you liked The Batman.
All right.
I feel like I should pick a movie that's a little more classic, though, and like maybe something neither of us have seen.
We can spoiler.
Maybe that's the move. Maybe something neither of us have seen. How about that?
What have you seen?
A lot of stuff.
Okay.
All right, we're about done here. Just watch The Batman.
Okay.
We'll talk about it, what you thought of it. Just to get you to watch some more movies.
I'll do it.
I can't get you back up. So watch The Batman, Tara.
Okay. I'll give you my takes.
Any last words before anything you forgot you wanted to talk about? Or are we good?
I think we're good, man.
I think we're good.
It's good seeing
cool.
ya.
Well, Tara, have yourself a Tuesday.
Have a Tuesday.
Have a Tuesday. And now we're going to do this. We're only going to do this once this time, and we'll see what it actually sounds like, because I keep being wrong when I put the audio on top. You ready?
Uh-huh.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Mellon Fights.
Amazing.